Hey folks, Hal Shurtleff here with Camp Constitution on this beautiful early afternoon, Friday. And I am, at the Cedar Mountain battle site in Cedar Mountain, Virginia, which is just a short distance from Culpeper. And what brought me here, not only do I have an interest in history and the Civil War, but this is where my ancestor, Captain Nathaniel Bradstreet Shurtleff, fell. He was, I believe, 24 years of age. He was the son of Nathaniel Bradstreet Sr., who became mayor of Boston. But Nathaniel served with the 12th Massachusetts Regiment and died here August 9th of 1862. Nathaniel, as well as his father, are buried at Mount Auburn Cemetery. But I'm going to read a little bit here, some of the plaques. Battle of Cedar Mountain, fought August 9th, 1862, a Confederate victory. The commanders, Confederate General Stonewall Jackson, Federals, General John Pope. It doesn't mention also Nathaniel Banks, who was a general from Massachusetts. The casualties, Confederates, 1,369, Federal, 2,263. General C.S. Winder, CSA, Confederate States of America, fell here. And this is the only battlefield on which General Stonewall Jackson drew his sword. It was also the last battle that he commanded on his own. And there's some other markers here we'll read. Near here, Jackson formed line of battle and received the attack of Banks' corps of Pope's army. From here, he attacked, in turn driving the Union force northward. Hand-to-hand fighting. The focal point on the battlefield of Cedar Mountain was several hundred yards to the left of this location, at a gate where Crittenden Farm Lane met the old main road. Confederate artillery around that site dueled enemy guns to their right front. During that firing, General C.S. Winder of the Stonewall Brigade was mortally wounded there. The climax of the battle erupted when 7 Northern regiments burst from the woods to the left and pressed nearly to the point Jackson rode into the fray under fire from 3 sides and personally rallied his troops to save the day. And here we have, on August 9th, 1862, a Confederate army under Stonewall Jackson fought a hot engagement here in the shadow of Cedar Mountain against a Federal force commanded by the brashly confident John Pope. Jackson's army was much stronger, but a bold Federal advance nearly routed the Confederates. When Jackson's reserves under A.P. Hill arrived, they stabilized the front and then steadily drove the Union army from the field. Although his brilliant exploits as Lee's right arm were to continue for the 9 months remaining of his life, Cedar Mountain was the last battle Stonewall commanded on his own. And then here's a little plaque here. We'll read that. This is a quote by General John Pope. The infantry were posted in line of battle on the right of the battery and cheerfully awaited the order which would bring them more actively into the deadly conflict. And here's a quote from a Private Patterson, 21st Virginia Infantry. I wonder if he's related to my friend Mike Patterson, Professor Patterson. I have come to help whip the Yankees and would not take $1,000 from my chance to help whip these devils who have destroyed our home. So here is shortly after noon on August 9th, the first of Jackson's men completed a 10-mile march to reach this gated intersection of the Culpeper Road and the Crittenden Lane. Locals called the junction the Crittenden Gate. The temperature was nearing triple digits. Throughout the morning, the parched soldiers on both sides had been tumbling out of formation. Some died of heat stroke. Confederate General Jubal A. Early, scouting ahead of the brigade, spotted several hundred Union horsemen drawn up in line of battle in the field in front of you. And here we see this. Just a beautiful place. This is a beautiful state, by the way. He directed his men to advance unseen around the trees on your right and strike the cavalry from the flank. The veteran Gray regiments executed the maneuver skillfully, surprising and scattering the inexperienced Federal troops or troopers. The sudden emergence of the Southern infantry triggered a rapid response. Union cannons posted along Mitchell Station Road, visibly beyond the silos in front of you, came into action. There are the silos. Shells swept through Early's position along Crittenden Lane and into the woods where you now stand. Tree trunks, shattered limbs exploded, and men began to fall. So that's the site here where my ancestor, my worthy ancestor, Nathaniel Bradstreet Shurtleff, he was a Harvard graduate, and there's a memorial hall in Harvard where he's enshrined along with all of the other Harvard graduates who were killed in the war. And he was a contemporary of Robert Gouldshaw, who was a Harvard grad. I think he graduated a year or two before him. And Robert Gouldshaw led the all-black 54th Regiment into battle, and he died. Well, thanks for watching, folks, and enjoy the rest of the day. And to learn more about Camp Constitution, visit our website, campconstitution.net.